Most people think their home is their castle. They're wrong. Your home is a line of code in a database, and someone just hit delete. I woke up on a Tuesday to find 10 acres of my family's history had been sold for $50. Not 50,000, 50. Marcus Sterling calls it progress. He found a zombie lien, a clerical error from 1998, and used it to foreclose on my yard while I was pouring my first cup of coffee. He thinks he's playing real estate. He doesn't realize he's playing logistics against a man who spent 20 years moving armies across borders. They wanted my land? Fine. I'll let them have the dirt. But I'm keeping the air, the water, and the only road leading in. By the time I'm done, that $50 profit is going to cost them $2 million and their freedom. Most people would have sued. They would have spent 3 years and $60,000 in court. I didn't have 3 years. I had a gate, a brass plaque, and a copy of the 1898 land patent. Sterling's developers needed to move 60 tons of steel across my private driveway to reach their land. I didn't stop them. I just gave them a choice: turn around or pay the Sovereign Utility Tariff, $5,000 per tire per crossing. When the sheriff arrived, Marcus was screaming about eminent domain. I didn't scream back. I just handed the deputy the deed. The sheriff looked at Marcus, looked at the 100-year-old ink, and stepped back. "It's a civil matter, Marcus," he said, "and as of right now, you're trespassing." Pressure is a funny thing in logistics. If you squeeze one end of a pipe, the burst happens at the weakest point. Marcus wasn't just fighting me. He was fighting his own greed. He'd already taken a $2 million deposit from a heavy hitter named Big Al. Al didn't care about HOA bylaws or zombie liens. He cared about his timeline. Every hour my gate stayed shut, Al was losing $20,000 in idle labor. By Wednesday night, the weak point in the pipe finally burst. Al didn't call his lawyers to sue me. He called them to sue Marcus for fraudulent sale of unserviceable land. The hunter had officially become the bait. But Sterling was a cornered rat, and rats bite. He was preparing a county emergency order to seize my driveway, so I went nuclear. I'd spent the last 48 hours mapping the riparian zones on the back 5 acres. I found exactly what I was looking for in a vernal pool near the construction site: the Ambystoma tigrinum, the Legacy Tiger Salamander. Under federal law, a protected habitat designation overrides a county easement every single time. When the EPA agent planted that red flag in the dirt, the land didn't just become unbuildable, it became legally radioactive. Marcus didn't just lose my yard, he lost the entire project. And now he owed Big Al $2 million for a swamp he couldn't touch. Most people think the end game is a judge's gavel. It's not. It's a quiet room with no windows and a mountain of digital footprints. Marcus thought he was the only one who could find a zombie lien. He didn't realize that my logistics background meant I knew how to track a dollar through 1,000 shell companies. While he was busy fighting my tiger salamander in the mud, my algorithms were digging through the HOA's offshore digital ledgers. I didn't just find my land. I found the $400,000 he'd borrowed from the neighborhood roofing fund to pay off his gambling debts in Macau. I leaned across the table and slid a single black folder toward him. I didn't say a word. I didn't have to. He looked at the first page, the wire transfer signatures, and the blood drained from his face. He wasn't just losing a development anymore. He was looking at 10 to 15 years in a federal penitentiary. They say you can't fight City Hall. Maybe not, but you can definitely fight an HOA if you know where the ghosts are buried. Marcus took the plea deal. He signed the land back to me for $1 in exchange for my silence on the other 4 board members who helped him. I took the deal, and then I handed the evidence to the state attorney anyway, because logistics experts don't leave loose ends. Today, Those 10 acres aren't a luxury subdivision. They're a state-protected sanctuary. No more fences, no more clerical fees, just the sound of the wind through the pines and the absolute deafening silence of an enemy who finally stopped talking. My name is Elias Thorne, and this is my land. Case closed.